this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you might be able to select a subset of data from a larger data set. For instance, on the screen before you, you can see that I've got two layers in the table of contents for this particular project in ArcMap. The two layers are cities and continents, and you can see that it's for the entire world. Now let's say if, for instance, if our area of interest was only Africa, we've got a lot more data than is needed for our particular unique case. So I'm going to show you how you can select just the continent of Africa and then export that particular selection so that we end up with a shapefile that only contains one polygon, and that being the continent of Africa. And then we're also going to select all of the cities that are just in Africa and export those to a smaller shapefile as well. So let me get going. Let me zoom in so that you can watch what happens. First off, I'm going to select the continent of Africa. I'm going to use my Select Features tool and just click anywhere on the continent, and you can see now with the cyan colored outline that it is selected. Now we could go ahead and export this particular selection right now, but before we do, let's go ahead and choose all of the cities that are located on the continent and export those so that we end up with a smaller data set than all of the cities in the world. And it's a really nice and very quick way to do that. I'm going to just choose the selection option on the menu bar at the top here, and I'm going to select by location, because that's exactly what we want to do. Just choose all of the features that are located in Africa. So this dialog box pops up, and it tells us, and we can choose and modify these selections depending upon what it is, the ultimate outcome that we desire. But in this case, I do want to select the features from the city layer, and I want them, those city points that are within the feature of the layer called continent. And I do, in this case, want ArcView to use just the selected feature. You might remember that selected feature is Africa. So I'm going to say OK. And the result is all of the cities that are located in that continent are now selected. Now I need to export them, and I can do that and then create a brand new shapefile with just those cities. So let's get started. I'm going to right-click the cities layer in the table of contents, choose Data, and Export Data. The dialog box pops up that allows us to tell ArcView where we want it and what we want moved over. We do want just the selected features. We'll go ahead and use the existing coordinate system for our output layer that we're creating. And it is in the correct folder, but if it wasn't, you could just simply choose the Browse button. And in my case, it's going to be in GMI, the GIS data, and in my shapefile folder. Here's my opportunity to name that shapefile, and it's going to be called cities _ Africa. And I'm going to save it. It's going to give me the option of adding it to the map layer, and I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to turn off the original city layer. Voila. So just the cities located in Africa are now part of the new shapefile that I've created and imported into my mod project. Let's go ahead and do the same thing really quickly for the continent now. Again, we have Africa selected still, so I'm going to right-click, Data, Export Data. It is the selected features, same deal, and I'm just going to call this shapefile Africa. And yes, we'll go ahead and add it and turn off the continents for the world. And now actually what we can do is we can remove those original I'm just right-clicking and removing the original layers so that my project only contains my area of interest. I hope you found this helpful. God bless you. Keep up the good work.